The Life of Batman, Part 1, is more than a man. He is a symbol, a shadow, a myth forged in tragedy. But before he was the Dark Knight, he was just a boy named Bruce. Bruce Wayne was born into Gotham's elite. His parents, Thomas and Martha Wayne, were philanthropists, billionaires, and symbols of hope in a decaying city. But everything changed one fateful night. After leaving a theater, young Bruce watched helplessly as a mugger named Joe chill-gunned down his parents in a cold alleyway. That night, a boy did and something else was born, haunted by grief and consumed by rage. Bruce vowed he would never be powerless again. Raised by the family's loyal butler, Alfred Pennyworth, Bruce spent his youth training physically, emotionally, becoming a master of martial arts, detective work, stealth, and psychological warfare. Traveled to the globe, learning from the best fighters, escape artists, scientists, and tacticians. By the time he returned to Gotham, he wasn't just a man anymore. He had become an idea. B chose the bat, because bats scared a man. He wanted to strike fear into the hearts of those who prey on the fearful. From the shadows, Batman emerged. Not a hero, not yet. A vigilante. A gauche cloaked in darkness. At first, Gotham didn't know what to make of him. The criminals whispered stories. Was he real? Was he human? The police hunted him. But Batman didn't stop. He worked in the dark, targeting crime bosses, street gangs, drug runners, and thugs. Slowly, he made the city believe that fear had a name and it was his. But Batman's mission quickly brought him face to face with enemies far more dangerous than common thugs. There was Carmine Falcone, the crime lord who ruled Gotham's underground. Batman exposed his corruption and his ties to the city's broken system. Then came Victor Josh, a sadistic killer who carved a mark into his skin for every life he took. Batman stopped it, but it was just the beginning. And then, a man in a red hood fell into a vat of chemicals, and the Joker was born. Unpredictable, chaotic, and terrifying. The Joker didn't just want to kill, he wanted to break Gotham. P wanted to break Batman. Every night became a battle, not just against crime, but against darkness, both in the city and in Bruce's soul. Because Batman had rules. He would not kill, he would not become what he fought. But villains, like the Joker, tested those limits. Then came Scarecrow, who used fear as a weapon. A former psychologist turned mad scientist, Scarecrow released toxins that drove people insane with terror. Even Batman wasn't immune, but he faced it. There was the Riddler, who turned crime into a puzzle and left clues only the greatest mind could solve. Edward Nygma wanted to prove he was smarter than Batman. He never... And Two-Face, Harvey Dent, Gotham's White Knight turned tragic villain. Once an ally, a brilliant district attorney, Harvey's fall was one of Batman's greatest failures. Scarred by acid and driven mad by a coin flip, Two-Face was a reminder that even the best can fall. Through it all, Batman worked alone, but not for long. He found allies. Commissioner Jim Gordon, one of the few honest cops in Gotham, became his connection to the GCPD. Then came Lucius Fox. Two provided tech and gadgets from Wayne Enterprises without asking too many questions. But perhaps most importantly, Bruce opened his heart to a boy who reminded him of him, Dick Grayson, a circus performer whose parents were murdered before his eyes. Bruce adopted him, trained him, and together they became Batman and Robin. Robin brought a lightness to the darkness. Bah! The war on crime only grew more complicated. Gotham was a city of endless masks. Poison ivy used pheromones to manipulate minds and control nature. Mr. Freeze turned his pain over a dying wife into a chilling crusade. Killer Croc, Firefly, Black Mask, Mad Hatter. The list of rogues was endless, and each one tested a different part of Bruce's identity. But the greatest battle was internal. Bruce Wayne struggled to hold on to the man behind the mask. Was Batman his true self? Or was Bruce just the disguise? He lived alone in Wayne Manor, descending each night into the Batcave beneath him. Half surrounded by relics of past, Battlestar tattered Robin Sugar giant Penny, a Joker card he reminded himself why he fought. Because Gotham needed him. Because justice had to be more than words. Because that terrified boy in the alley still lived inside him. But the shadows were only growing, and a new enemy, one who knew Bruce's deepest secrets, was about to rise. The League of Shadows, and a man named Ra's al Ghul, to be continued in Part 2.